So this is just a follow-up video on the last video I did about the rental crisis in Abuja, and I'm doing this as a part 2 to open the minds of people to what is actually happening and the problems that we have in our rental scene. So in my opinion, Abuja shouldn't have a problem having a rental crisis. Lagos, yes, because of the congestion, but Abuja has no problem having a rental crisis. I mean, Abuja spans over 7,315 kilometers, which is the size of New York, London, and Paris can fit into Abuja comfortably, and there will still be a lot of space. So we're not supposed to have a rental problem in Abuja, if not for the wicked people we have in government and also civil servants cashing out on all of us. I just say in Abuja, right, we're not supposed to be talking about rent. We're supposed to be talking about building houses, really, because we have the land to build houses. And with the right partnership with governments, buying a house in Abuja is supposed to be super affordable. But because of how things are, right, and how the whole system is structured against us, that's why we're having this rental crisis in the first place. Because Abuja is huge. We have a lot of land, right? But there are just some people in government that are stopping things from moving forward. Let's look at our mass housing scheme. So mass housing was basically founded in Abuja in the year 2000 to aid, development of low-cost housing in Abuja. So usually they allocate probably from 50 to 100 hectares to developers, and then developers are to develop and make these houses available to people at affordable rates. Now this used to be a very good, means of getting, land in Abuja at low cost and developing, so that the final consumers can have reasonable housing solutions. So that's how you have estates like EFAB, and the likes of them, right? So now mass housing scheme is almost like a money generating, source for people in government and civil servants. So you have developers paying as much as 5 billion naira to get allocations in Abuja for mass housing projects, right? So when a developer pays 5 billion naira to get a land, right, where's he going to find the liquidity to come and develop that land again? And now there's a new policy that even when you get allocated, you still need to pay for the C of O, within 21 days. So maybe someone pays 5 billion, and this money is unofficial. Someone pays 5 billion unofficially for an allocation and still has to cough out probably 500 million again within 21 days to pay for C of O. It's just insane what is happening. I honestly don't understand what is our obsession with land in Nigeria, right? This land is there. We came to meet this land there. Instead of us to develop it so people can have places to live, we're selling it at outrageous prices. And I don't even blame the developers, because when you are paying so much to get the land, right, all you want to do is just sell it and make your profits. And that's what's happening. That's why everybody is doing land banking, and no projects are being developed, right? Everybody's just doing site and services, because the money that you require to get into, development it's not worth it. It's outrageous. And even you, the client, when you have payment plans and stuff like that, you still default and not pay and expect the company to give you grace and understand that it is not easy. Company, on the other hand, has something millions of naira to try to get the project to where it is. So you see that everybody is stuck. So that's why you see developers don't even want to stress themselves to just get the land, apportion it, sell it to you, make at outrageous prices too, and still make their profits and pass. Because nobody wants to kill themselves for Nigeria. So for context, so you understand how this affects the housing crisis in Abuja is, my company wants to do a project next year, low-cost housing, projects, and we're looking at 100 to 200 units. Now, before we get into that, we already have at the back of our mind that we need to spend at least 5 billion naira to purchase the land, right? And out of that 5 billion, this is minus construction. Now, imagine if we could get this land without having to pay these outrageous prices, which you're not supposed to pay in the first place. Usually, you're just supposed to get into partnership. Abuja still has a lot of land unused. Land is not the problem of Abuja. It's there. It's just that to get it, you have to pay through your nose, because some people are just using it as a cash, generating scheme. So imagine if we had to get this land at affordable prices, right? Not even affordable, the normal rates, that you need to get it from governments, paid, maybe everything didn't cost more than 500 million or so to get it. That means you have 4.5 million or 5 billion to develop, right? And maybe, let's just say we have 5 billion. That 5 billion is enough to build over 160 bungalows without needing your money. You get, so like before you come to the estate, you already see bungalows coming up everywhere, right? Low cost bungalows, like 30 million base for each of them. Probably you get sold to at 40 million or so. Everybody moves away. With 40 million, you get your house in Abuja, but you get somewhere to stay, low cost housing, right? Everybody's happy. But when a developer spends 5 billion to get the land, the cost of the land is going to be in, the price of the bungalow that's being sold to you, plus the cost of constructing that bungalow. So instead of buying it at a reasonable price, you're probably now going to be buying it at 80 million, 75 million, there about 90 million, 100 million. And that is why we have a huge housing deficit in Abuja. So these are the kind of discussions we actually should be having, because this is not just my company. I know 5-6 companies in Abuja that if they got land at a cheaper rates, they could do 500, 700 units. It's even going to be attractive to get investors, because the cost of sinking in your money, since it's almost impossible to get loans for this project, is not as high. But because the cost is so high, it's really not attractive to sink in all of that liquidity into building when you, the end customer, right, you're still going to struggle to pay because the economy is not good, right? Not everybody has the liquidity. How many people can really even afford bungalows for 30, 40, 50 million in Nigeria currently? Right, but this is the case because of the high cost of building materials, because of inflation. It's going to cost a bit higher to build these bungalows, or maybe even if you are doing any other kind of house, probably like duplexes or whatever, it's going to cost a bit more than it should cost normally to get this sorted out. So this is where we are really. You get to the point of getting approvals. That's like another one. You have to bribe a whole cadre of civil servants before your approval comes out. To get approval for one building, like you just want to build a duplex on maybe 500 and 600 square meters or whatever, you're going to months bribe here and there. So imagine getting approval for mass housing projects of 100 units. Imagine the cost on the developer. That's why everybody here, they hot for this industry, because the money. This is why I'm so mad at people that make this housing thing a thing of agents and landlords and stuff like that, because these people have gone all the way to risk their money to invest in these properties, to provide solutions, because they see it as an investment opportunity. But you then now come that use your money to do something else, or do not have the grit to even make the money in the first place, and start detecting how much they should give their house for rent to you because you want somewhere to stay in. There's nowhere in the world where providing housing solutions is a private thing only. It's a private-public partnership thing, right? I mean, someone tagged me to a tweet after my first video. I'll put it up here, about like a housing solution in Benin and stuff like that. Amazing project. Government has a role to play. In fact, government is the reason why we are going through this problem of housing deficit and high cost of living and high cost of house rent in Abuja. They are the problem. Government and civil servants, they are our problem. So let's direct our focus to where the main problem is, not to come online and be saying rubbish and be shouting and be wasting data and talking nonsense.